Today, everyone, I'm interviewing Zoe Bennett, also known as AKA Motivational Queen. She's an author, she's a coach, motivational queen. Zoe, I've seen you speak and you know how to deliver a presentation, and you really do live up to your name of motivational queen. So, can you share your story, which is incredible, into public speaking?
Wow, my story into public speaking. That's a tall order. And how long have I got?
You've got as long as you want, Zoe. You've got an incredible story.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and do it in like a little bite-sized version. But how I got into public speaking then, before the story, to be fair, I used to listen to one of the greatest speakers ever. And you're all thinking, oh, Tony Robbins, all these big names, or, Oprah Winfrey and all the rest of it. So, yeah, they're great. But actually, I had a homegrown one. My actual dad, he used to command, let me tell you, not just saying it because he's my dad, he used to command a room. And my dad had this, I don't know what it was like a magic spell. As soon as he opened his mouth and words came out, people would just gravitate to him. And it was just beyond me. And I always used to think to myself, I will never, ever get to be anywhere near like he is. I'll never get that je ne sais quoi. Because you couldn't put your finger on it. You couldn't say what it was. He just had it. It was it. So I used to just literally be in awe of him. So literally we would go into different countries and we would just be around the bar, and you'd see all different people from all different nationalities congregating, even people that couldn't understand English properly. Because my dad couldn't speak another language apart from English and patois, which is broken down English Jamaican. So honestly, and it was just mind-blowing how he could have all these different types of people just literally circling him just to listen. Now, as much as, yes, he used to play in the young West Indies team with like Clive Lloyd, Patrick Patterson and all the rest of it, it was beyond that. It was more than that. He always had a tale. He had a story because he went through so much, but he knew how to tell the story. So, my dad, honestly, if he was alive now, I'd have nothing on him. You'd be like, Zoe, who? Who? What? Motivational? Nah, there's a motivational king right there. So anyway, so literally listening and absorbing. So I literally used to just absorb and take it in. Do you know, like, people now want to just be a speaker just like that, and because obviously words drop out of the mouth. The smart thing is not just to want it just straight here right now, and you want to just get paid gigs straight away and all the rest of it. The smart thing is to listen and observe from those around you that are doing it and doing it well. Don't run before you can walk, yeah? Although I actually did run before I walked. I was in London in my uncle, I never told this story before. I was actually in my uncle's house, and they had that plastic sheeting on the floor like they used to do in the olden days, yeah? And as a baby, I dropped onto it. So before I walked, I actually jumped up and I actually ran before I walked. So anyway, I digress. So literally, I had to come into my own because my father, unfortunately, and I only found out via Facebook, this next bit, honestly, I found out via Facebook that my father had been tortured to death, literally murdered, yeah? And from that moment on, I literally embodied him. I took on, what would my dad do? Now, I wouldn't know the answer to that had I have not observed, had I have not soaked things in, and that's what we all need to learn to do. Stop being envious of other people. Stop thinking, I wish I had, everyone has to learn. We all go through it, even the ones at the top. It doesn't just drop into the lap. It might seem like that because they've been doing it for so long and making it look so easy. But everyone has to go through the steps, the journey to get there, the learning, the absorbing it and turning it around in your head to make it make sense. So I literally embodied, what would my dad do? And guess what? Instantly, every time I say that to myself, I know the answer of what I should do. See, my dad would tell me all sorts of things, such as, shortcuts do not make it. So that means that if you want something right here, right now, don't try and do it so fast and quickly and cut out all the steps and all the learned knowledge. Learn your craft, hone your craft, because eventually you'll get to where you want to get to. You'll get it. So shortcuts do not make it. Yeah. My dad always told me this as well, is every style is a spoil. So even if you mess up on stage, it's okay, only you know, but everyone else thinks it's a style. So there's times when I've said some wacky thing, and I'm thinking I wasn't meant to say it in that order, but obviously it's all meant to be there, but in the wrong order, but no one knows that. But you don't bring it to anyone's attention that you're, do you know what I mean? Every, spoil is a style. Yeah. So, you know, I can go into another part of my story like I just digressed before, spoil, style, and I can just blend it back in, because it's how you actually bring it to life. So honestly, all these sayings, every time I get myself in either a sticky situation, or I'm at a crossroads and I don't know where to go, or I'm getting so many opportunities, or I'm not getting opportunities, or I just like, oh my goodness me, life's overwhelming me. What would my dad do? So my dad taught me this as well. Take the emotion out, put the passion in. When you take the emotion out, you don't respond unreasonably. You respond in a learned manner. You respond in a more strategic understanding, knowing what's right for you, and actually it comes across from the other person when they're seeing that and reciprocating that from you. When they can see that, even up against it all, through adversity, through everything, that you're actually still cool and calm and collected, then you get more from that person. You get a heck of a lot more. When you react to things, people are not going to be not interested. When you respond and take the considered approach, you get a whole lot more. And that's what I've learned. So there's times when, for instance, you know you've got people out there hating on you, envious on you. It's okay. Do you know why? It's their issue, and it remains their issue. Doesn't stay my issue. So if that's what makes you happy, go knock yourself out. Carry on hating. Yeah, you know. So it's all good, you know. And the thing is, eventually they'll learn, because then they'll get to that position where then they've just hated on someone else, and they'll be on the receiving end, because everything goes around, it comes around, back around at you, you know. So literally, honestly, another thing that I do, I don't take myself too seriously. And that's a huge mistake that I watch other people. I'm sat there, it's like a theatre show when I'm watching everyone else doing what they're doing around me, because they seriously take themselves too seriously. And if you're not having fun at what you're doing, what's the point? What is the point? And also, it repels people. It repels people if you actually so serious that actually you lose that personality, that personable nature, you know. Got something on my screen just doing my head in, sorry. There you go. So you lose that personable nature with people. Just be yourself. Don't try and emulate to be somebody else. Yeah. There's only ever one blueprint. Be the best blueprint that you can be. You can actually see people doing what they're doing. Fine, great, get inspiration, get motivation, but be the best blueprint. Don't try and be a carbon copy of anyone else. It's not going to work. So all these things my dad taught me, and that's why I've got into the speaking arena where I'm at, you know. So yeah, the death threats, which Gavin Williamson MP, he's now the Secretary of State of Defence for the UK. He stepped in and he helped me. You know, he was amazing, to the point that I created an award ceremony just to say thank you to him. And it's grown like a massive beast now, where we give all the profits away to charity, where we recognise and value unsung heroes in both the business and the community world who go the extra mile. So for me, it's about showing people that you can do good things for other people without ulterior motives. If you want to do good, do good. Because you know something? It's about paying it forward. It's not about paying it backwards. It's about carrying on paying it forward. So for me, I do all these things for other people because I want to see them now take the opportunity to now show somebody else. And the more that we do that, it creates a more unified society. And it's not one of these societies that when you're in the morning and you see strangers on the street say good morning, like looking at you like you've gone mad. Yeah? I want it to be, for me, I want it to be the way I used to be grown around. I was grown around that community spirit. My dad started the first ever Caribbean West Indian community centre in Preston called Jalgo Sports and Social Club in my grandma's living room. So that's where I've got my nature from. And I think it's about time that Mark got in and spoke to me.
Well, we certainly knew there was going to be a lot of talking today, didn't we, Zoe? It really touches me that your dad was your inspiration. That really, really does stand out to me. And what an inspiration to have, Zoe. We haven't even got onto the tips part yet, and you've given so many tips, as in shortcuts don't make it, and be your own person, see others as an inspiration, but don't copy. Such great tips as always. We've got lots of people making comments. Hi Lynn, hi Shelley. Also, someone saying shortcuts definitely don't make it. I can't see who's making the comments. Please, can we show Zoe some love? Give her some hearts. Share the broadcast. That brings me on to the next question. You know about facing adversity, you really do. Can you share how adversity has made you a stronger person and how it's moved you positively forward in life to help inspire others who may be facing adversity?
Do you know something? I genuinely, and as crazy as this may feel, I believe that adversity has happened to me for a pure reason. It's happened for me because I could stand it. Because do you know something? I've got a thick skin, and I know a lot of things that I couldn't go through. Some other person couldn't, and I think I was chosen to take that burden on so that other person didn't have to go through it. So I've gone through more than obviously, and that's enough in itself. My dad being murdered. I've had a perpetrator attack me to the point where he spent 3 years in jail for that attack on me. And I've had childhood adversity. It just goes on. So, and I believe every single time I've learnt from it, and it actually strengthens me. And people keep saying, "How do you smile through it? What do you want to do? Cry through it?" Seriously, where's that going to get me? Crying is not going to solve anything. Standing up and saying, "Actually, I'm not going to be the victim that you want me to be." That's it. As long as you take your power back, it's your time to have your power on your terms. Someone commits a crime against you, they for that moment have that power, but guess what? You can take that back by the way you think, the way you process it and move forward. That's where the power comes, not at the time of fighting back within the situation. It comes afterwards where the real mindset test happens. And through that, I deliver confidence building workshops to women through domestic violence, honour-based abuse, FGM, etc. I deliver those via delivering. I'm a delivering partner with charities. I'm also on the Birmingham Business Board for the NSPCC. And and there's lots of other entities that I'm a part of also. And I've also written contracts, and I've got another couple of contracts with the DWP Job Centre Plus. And I've written how to uniquely self-coach yourself. So to do things on your terms, not waiting for someone to validate you. So I'm delivering those to Job Centre Plus. And honestly, it works. And actually, I can't believe they just told me today, half of those people on the course are now in work. That's what you do. When you change the mindset, it's a powerful thing, but it's about not putting too much pressure on yourself. That's where people fail. And allowing other people to put pressure on you. Oh, get over it now. It's about time. No, there's no time scale to get over something. You have to do it in your own time. That's the only way you'll ever get past it. When you feel that you have to because someone's telling you must do it, you don't end up doing it. Because the pressure of even thinking what you should be doing is overriding how you should be getting through the adversity. So for me, I genuinely feel that the adversity happened to me so I can come forward and help other people to actually put it into perspective, then look at it, really look at it, don't ignore it, look at it, tell it what you want to tell it, and says, you don't live in me no more, you don't have a place in me anymore. I'm controlling whether I'm going to take and listen to you today or let you bring my mood down today. I'm going to control that. You've got to talk to yourself. It's not crazy, it's not mad. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I am. And I say, I am awesome, and no one else can tell me any different. And I'm awesome beyond the adversity. No one can tell me any different. And that's what it's all about. You take control of your life on your terms. Sorry, I'm just so passionate about it.
I absolutely love it, Zoe. And I really agree with you. I've been through adversity as well. And I do think it shapes you into a such strong person. I love the way that you're saying to become to stop being a victim and go back into your power of being a creator of your own reality. Absolutely love that. And I just love how you've turned adversity into helping, and you really do put your money where your mouth is, and you do help so many people. So you are a shining example how adversity can be turned into brilliance. We've got Susan Harris saying, no, you are singing. Such great advice from Rachel Ashcroft. Tresha Pratt saying hello. Rachel Ashcroft saying you're such a strong, powerful woman, totally inspirational. Tresha Pratt saying you're so amazing. Thank you everyone for watching. Please share the broadcast. Please show Zoe some hearts. Give her some love. That brings me to my next question, Zoe. Speaking can be very cutthroat at times, and it can be a hard industry to break into. Lots of big egos. Can you share some tips of how to build speaking success?
How to build speaking success. First and foremost is stop lying to yourself. Don't lie to yourself, yeah? And when I say that, a lot of people are telling other people, I'm a professional speaker, when actually you're not a professional speaker. Stop lying. You know, own it. Wherever you are, whether you're here, whether you're there, own where you're at, and you can build upon it. Don't lie, because guess what? People will see through that. And the thing is, hone your skill first. Before you go out there and doing your first paid gig, trust me, I know, hone your skills, know it. Don't be one of these people that relies on looking at notes or pointers or PowerPoint. You've got to know it from your heart, from your gut. You've got to feel it, got to have that passion. If you don't have passion or know your industry or whatever your skill set is inside out, before you step on stage, know it, understand it. And it's not just sometimes about how you come across, because we can all do all the techniques of, you know, of tonality, power pose, all the rest of those. You need to know your stuff. You genuinely do. When you know your stuff and you are literally one of those people that can just reel it off after just a drop of the hat, that in my mind is when you're professional. And the way you behave is when you're professional. Because some people put themselves higher than where they need to be. You need to humble yourself as a speaker. Humble yourself. Do you know why? Because you have a responsibility for when you're saying something, people absorb that. And you have to be mindful about what you're putting out there, because sometimes, whether you know it or not, you can either hurt somebody or you can help somebody. So you have to be mindful of what advice you're giving, because they may be in a place. I've spoken many times and I've had emails telling me from different countries, mind you, how they were just about to commit suicide that day, and listening to me help bring them back. Now, I could have said something completely off the chain and in the wrong and had my own objective opinion, and that could have tipped that person over the edge and gone the other way. So you've got, as a speaker, you have to stop being subjective, and you've got to learn to be objective. That's one of the biggest responsibilities you have as a speaker.
I love that again, Zoe. Great tips there. Hone your craft, people. And I like being humble. I really do think the world does need to become a lot more humble. I see egos everywhere. It irritates the life out of me. Everybody is equal. Nobody's better than anybody. So being humble and honing your craft is what stuck out for me there. We've got Moira Mackenzie Spence saying this is excellent. Thank you, Zoe. Please show Zoe some love, show her some heart, share the broadcast. She is really giving you her all today. So can you share some, even though you've given us lots of tips already, some things that speakers should avoid doing?
Speakers should avoid literally reading from a piece of paper. Sorry,
I have to laugh, sorry, because
genuinely, please, come on now. If that's the case, you might just hand out a piece of paper to everyone and let them just read it. Should avoid using PowerPoint and reading of it, literally. Obviously, you can use keywords. No one's saying you can't use keywords, but don't read it. Come on, guys. You know, other things to avoid. Oh, gosh, can I please say this, Mark? Don't ever pay to speak. Don't let anyone con you and vulgarize you by saying, I can get you on stage with X, Y, Z, and then you can have your 10 minutes of fame with them, then you're famous. No, your content, you, yourself, what you can deliver should then make you famous. Not that you just stood next to Arnold Schwarzenegger, for argument's sake. That in itself should not make you famous. Come on now, please. Don't get conned by these people. These people that send you emails, oh, £20,000 to stand on stage, or come to my retreat for 15 grand. Jog on.
I had to laugh at the beginning because everything you've just said, as in reading off your PowerPoint, that's exactly what I did when I first started speaking. So I do have to laugh, but I was just really scared of forgetting what I was saying. So, but yeah, you've touched on some great points there. I love your brutal honesty, and I really do feel like you are benefiting people with your advice, Zoe. So thank you for some great tips again. So my next question is, you've got a great book all about networking personified. Can you share what the book's about, how people can get hold of it?
You can get hold of it. There we go. Do you know what? Hashtag sorry, not sorry. But how you can get hold of it is on Amazon. And yeah, it's called Networking Personified. It's literally, it's a straight talking guide. As you can now tell, the way I am, I'm straight talking. None of this airy fairy filling in the gaps just to extend the book volume. And I didn't double space my book because I could have had that thicker. But I'm like, I'm not cheating these people. I'm keeping it real. I'm making it easy. They can slip it in the bag. A bag that's a handbag size, or you know, briefcase size. So they can literally pick it up and go and look at it, and actually when they're networking or they're trying to build a relationship with other people, they can go to the pages they need to get to. I've also created parts where you can fill in content. I show you how to create content in the book. So if you're going networking, how to do the introductions, how to do your elevator pitch, but hone it, and what information you need to add into that that's going to actually get people coming back to you and say, oh, I want to speak to you further. And I'll tell you this, since my dad died, how I've got where I've got to, yeah, it's the fact, yeah, I've got a big gob, one thing, yeah. As I was just saying to my other half before, yeah, I do have an answer for everything, positive, not a negative. And it's actually the art of networking. Networking has seen me become more visible than what I can even imagine. I was approached by a film producer in America to do my documentary now, and that's all down to networking. And that was down to an actual clip that on 4N TV. So if you type in on YouTube, Zoe Bennett, 4, that's number 4, N for November, TV, 4N TV, you'll see the clip. And that's what they saw that, and they actually approached me. In fact, that's how I met my good friend, Justice Williams, MBE. She watched it, and after that, yeah, we're inseparable.
Well, I'd highly recommend people getting this book about networking personified. So many people network wrong as well, don't they, Zoe? I mean, the amount of times people try and sell to me when I'm at networking, I'm like, networking's about making friends, asking the right questions to see if you match each other. It's not about trying to sell your services on the day. It's so annoying. So people, networking is so important. So can you share in the comments this book so people can get hold of it?
Yeah, I'll put it in the comments. But yeah, you're so right. Do you know, like before you were saying that you used to read off the piece of paper? I think all of us at some stage in networking used to do the buy my stuff, regurgitate as much as you can. I think everyone did, but then you've got to realise actually it's more about, like you said, building relationships. But the key thing is to say to yourself, what can I put into networking as opposed to what can I get out of it? When you know what you can put into it, then the expectations within yourself is a lot better and you get more focused. That's your first step of actually making networking work for you. Find out what you can, what time you can assess, you can apply to it, how the distance, how often you can go, the networking groups, the different structures you want, all of it, honestly. Once you've got that down pat, you can pick up the phone more often than not to most people, and you've always got somebody or something on hand for any industry. Trust me. Luckily, even if I wanted a fishmonger right now, I can actually call Katie Garbett. Do you know what I mean? You know, she was wild.
You really can make. You can make such great friendships. Don't ruin it, people, by just going just to benefit and take. Go to build really strong friendships and just go from there. So you've given us so much wisdom today, Zoe. I've really enjoyed interviewing you. Can you tell us what you're working on right now? What's new for Zoe?
Yeah, can I just say thank you, Trisha Pratt. It's a fantastic book. I love it. Thank you, darling. So what's new for me? Oh my gosh. If I told you all the stuff that's new for me, even my head's spinning. The thing is, and this is my like reveal, I've not actually approached anybody for any of this stuff. I guarantee you I've not. I swear down now. And I've been some big organisations down here. I've been approached and they've offered me so much opportunities. So right now, I'm completely assessing it all. My mind's boggling. Well, we've got merchandising. We've got more books coming out. We've got national networking. We launched I Am a Motivational Queen in London on Saturday. Huge success.
Yay!
I know. And we've already got ladies now that approached me from different parts of the country, wanted to run it in different parts of the country. Also, wait for it, November, I have got a deal with NatWest where I'm in partnership with them to deliver I Am a Motivational Queen here in Birmingham. Boom!
Boom!
So yeah, honestly, it's a huge deal. NatWest partnership, amazing. Gosh, I've got more contracts with DWP as well. There's other stuff I don't want to say, but there are other stuff, which is honestly, it's just, yeah. The thing is, that's the whole point of networking. That's the whole point of the visibility and being true to yourself. If you're true to yourself, you don't actually have to advertise yourself that hard. People will just know you and they'll come to you. But the thing is, the key to it all is patience. I swear down now, 3 years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm now here 3 years on, and I've got so many opportunities that I'm literally like, I don't know if I can really, and I know these are life-changing opportunities, but I'm like, literally, I've been doing this for the past week. Do I not? Because yeah, it's a lot.
So you're working on lots. It's really exciting times for you. And again, some great tips. I mean, you knew me at the beginning of my journey a year and a half ago, Zoe, and you probably know how impatient I was. A year and a half later, I have put in the graft, and now, like, I've just got a deal where I'm doing a Health Haven as a co-host, and it's going to be all over the UK. It's going international. I'm being interviewed on Sky, going out to 3 million viewers on 3 different shows. That comes from hard work and patience. You have to put in the graft. So you are giving out so much wisdom, and I know what you're saying is so true, Zoe. Please, can you show Zoe some love? She's gave us some real good wisdom today. Please, can you share the broadcast? My last question for you today, Zoe, is how can people connect with you?
Wowzers, how can they connect with me? How can I even connect with myself right now? No, seriously. I know, you get used to me, I'm goofy, guys. Motivationalqueen.com. So head over to motivationalqueen.com and you can find out all about me, and you can get my book on Amazon as well. Like I said, it's motivationalqueen.com. Also as well, there's a new Facebook group called Uniting Motivational Queens. So we're all coming together to support each other and boost each other and get ourselves soaring to greatness together. Not Zoe Bennett and then everyone else. No, together we are going hand in hand doing this. So all this thing I'm doing with NatWest, doing the networking throughout the UK, this is bigger than Zoe Bennett. This is about uniting queens, bringing queenettes, the children, to queens. Yeah, and I'm also in schools as well. I speak in schools and I deliver keynote speeches to corporate organisations. Honestly, my other half just said to me before, is there something, anything that you don't do? I says, well, tonight, cooking, that's you.
I love that. Connect with Zoe, and if you ever get the chance, definitely go and see her speak. She's so powerful and she really does inspire. Zoe, thank you so much for being on Brilliant Speaker. Thank you for giving me some of your time. Time's precious. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Until next time, bye for now. See you later, Zoe. Bye.